All right, and I'm gonna turn on the stream. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Angle you up a little bit here. Um, it is rather late, but I mean, as you can see, I mean, come on. Like, we have got some seriously unfinished business. But yeah, so today was a busy day. I was expecting to do some streaming earlier, but stuff just kept coming up. But we have got a lot of progress done on the sea rhinoceros. At the start of our last stream yesterday, this was completely gray, no paint whatsoever. And as for the sea bear, we got a lot of progress done on him too, but they both have to be finished. I just frankly did not want to wait until tomorrow. So the agenda for today is to continue our work on the sea bear and the sea rhinoceros. The bulk of the work is done. It's just a whole lot of detailing and preparing to spray the fixative sealant that I have. But for those of you who are able to make it, I bid you welcome. This is probably not going to be quite as long a stream, but either way, we've also got an anchored stream for tomorrow at our regularly scheduled time, 7 p.m. EST. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It looks like the stream is running pretty good. Hopefully I didn't forget to set up anything. So it's already pretty late. Let's get right into it. I'm just setting up stuff. But yeah, I just did not want to wait until tomorrow to get some more progress done on these guys. So even if I have to stream a little bit later and spontaneously, it's like, I just want to get the work in. We'll call it day 13 anyway, though, just for simplicity's sake. But welcome, everyone. Pop in, have a chat. Thanks for crushing that algorithm. And so much thank you to our 5 channel members. Shout out to Hexatunes, shout out to Lethal Lord for becoming our first channel members. Thank you all for popping in. All right, yeah, we got some people pulling up. I'm wondering if I should make a post onto BrickBob Films just before we start painting and such. But yeah, like, come on, dude. Like, look at this. No way can I resist the urge to work on this guy. Oh, and I got something cool to show you guys. Check this out. So it's a little bit hard to see on camera because of the lighting exposure on the camera, but like the eyes and the horns and the plates are all painted with blacklight clay. This is like the same stuff that I use for my killer clowns from outer space statues that I made like during COVID. But yeah, no, not too shabby looking. I'm going to make a quick post over on BrickBob Films just to let everyone know that we're streaming in case they want to pop in. For a second, I thought I forgot to unmute myself. Nah, we're good. Wish you had enough money to become a channel member. Don't worry about it. Even if you can't become a channel member yet, like just having you here is awesome. Just gonna make a quick announcement post to BrickBob Films, and then we're gonna get to painting these guys. I'm gonna include a little picture. Wait, hold on a second. Am I like having a boomer moment? How do I select a picture? I think I just have to do this. Oh, that sea rhinoceros is sick looking. Yeah, thanks for pulling up, everyone. I figure it's better than nothing. I did touch up the sea rhinoceros for about 20 minutes this morning, but I wanted to get more work done because I am trying to go for a August release date. So we got to get moving. All right, join the stream here. Boom. There we go. All right, let's do this. I'm going to take a swig of water. Then we're going to get this done. Going to complete that sea bear and sea rhinoceros. The goal really is to just kind of get all those remaining coats of paint onto these guys. That way I can spray them with the fixative tomorrow. And from that point forward, it would just be make the remaining mouths for the sea bear like this. So he'll be ready to animate. Oh, yeah. All right. This is BrickBob Films, the camping episode, day 13. Give it up for day 13. All right. What needs to be done first? So the funny thing about the gums on the sea rhinoceros here is this paint is not blacklight paint, but the pink, it just is reactive to the UV light, the black light, so it just works anyway. But the black light paint has a very strange texture. It's like very coarse. I don't know what's even in this paint. So it's like it has like chunks inside of it, but it's also the paint itself is like weirdly uh it's like very thin, kind of watery. So it needs a lot of coats. Am I gonna voice the sea bear or rhino? Nah, I'm not that talented at voice acting. You guys a better view here. I think it might be a little too much. Gotta find the sweet spot here. 1,321, 6,654, 8,000 something something. Hey, what's going on here? Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's definitely me. KRABBYPATTY says hi. Here we go. You say I do a pretty good job at voice acting. Thank you so much. I wish I could get D. Bradley Baker to do the voices of the sea bear and the sea rhinoceros, but he's hard to get a hold of, and I'm also broke. But yeah, so what happened was when I got home today, I was like, shoot, it's a little bit late to stream. Maybe I'll just play some Guilty Gear, kill the rest of the night, shoot out a few emails, preparing to go to the West Coast next month. But then as I was sitting here at this desk, writing my emails and all that stuff, I felt so cozy. So cozy. I'm like this. Just being here with the puppets, with the material. I'm like, geez, I can't resist the urge to throw on a stream tonight. We gotta do this. Did I watch Gravity Falls or Phineas and Ferb? Nah. I I didn't know any kids that watched Gravity Falls growing up, but Phineas and Ferb, I heard kids my age, they liked Phineas and Ferb a lot. Yeah, Phineas and Ferb was like, so I didn't have TV growing up. I just had VHS and DVD. And Phineas and Ferb, that was on the Disney Channel, I think. But I did have this, like, my sister's friend growing up. Disney Channel was on the TV like all the time at her house. And it was always like those like girly shows, girl demographic shows, those sitcoms. And I never liked any of those. Those just like immediately turned me off. But yeah, no, I hear a lot of good things about Phineas and Ferb and Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls was after Phineas and Ferb though, right? Rhythm Heaven series. No, I'm not familiar with that. Is that like a rock band game? Yeah, I remember when like rock band games like Guitar Hero exploded in popularity, but then the market just became very saturated. But I never had any of those games or played them. Those rhythm games. But those were like on every console. Hmm. Oh yeah, the teeth. Teeth need to glow. Eh? Wonder. Rhythm series by Nintendo. Huh. Interesting. Is it like Wii Music? That like memed game? Oh, I have to start the work clock. Where are you? There we go. Boom. Oh, well, there it goes. That's why I wear these clothes. Oops. Wet. Crash Insane trilogy? Nah. I did play the trilogy of games for the PlayStation because after I like played everything Nintendo 64, I started discovering the original PlayStation library because I was watching a lot of Cat Icarus at the time, and those were the games that he was like talking about. PlayStation, original PlayStation. But honestly, the original PlayStation just didn't really leave an impact on me. My favorite of the Crash Bandicoot games was the first one out of the original trilogy, but it's definitely not the best. That's just my personal taste. The main focus is on like challenging platforming, where I felt like the sequels kind of focused more on like finding secrets and collectibles, 100%ing. Nah, you're not late, man. We just started streaming. This was like I wanted to stream earlier today, but just stuff got in the way. Our sea rhinoceros is looking really good. I may have gone a little bit too far in how bright and colorful he is. I mean, look at him. Very garish colors, but I just gonna have to work with it now. Because keep in mind, he is on screen for only a few seconds. But it's nothing that a little bit of lighting can't fix. Donkey Kong Country series, yes. Played those. I got Tropical Freeze the day it came out. I had my mom drive me to Target on like a rainy February day. And I played that game to the bone. No exaggeration. Yeah. When I was a little kid, my babysitter, her and her boyfriend would come over and babysit us, but it was so cool because our babysitter would hang out with my older sister and they would do crafts and stuff. But her boyfriend was awesome, still friends to this day, and we would play video games together. Nintendo Wii. We'd play Mario Party 8, Mario Party 9, and we unlocked all the characters in Mario Kart Wii, which is so much fun. And one day he brought over his Nintendo Wii and he was like, "Yo, you want to play Donkey Kong Country?" And I was like, "Donkey Kong has his own games?" And that was my introduction to the Donkey Kong Country series. And I was astonished by how good it was. And then I'm trying to think what happened after that. Like, I think because I didn't have a Super Nintendo, I played the original Donkey Kong Country games on Game Boy Advance on my DS. And then when Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze came out, I was already a huge like DK fan. Love the music in that game. Love the art. Gameplay was so fun. Yeah, I think the Sea Rhinoceros is almost done. Just about. All he really needs is the pastels. But I'll wait for him to dry first. I think we're good. Yeah, so Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I remember that I beat the game. I tried to beat it slower, but I must have beat it in like just a couple days. I tried to exercise some restraint, but even that was futile. And then I beat the game on hard mode, got all the collectibles, and then I beat the game on time attack mode and got a gold medal in on every single level in the game. Every single one. I just loved that game so much. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of the sculptures that I was making, so like when I was a kid growing up, a lot of the sculptures that I would make, just like this, were from my favorite video games. And it was like a lot of the sculptures that I made early on were from Donkey Kong Country, particularly the original Super Nintendo trilogy. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think how to get a darker shade of green without adding black to it. Maybe I'll add like a dark blue to it. I'm just trying to avoid going for straight black, you know? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Angry Birds movie? I've never seen any of the Angry Birds movies. But they're making a new one, right? That's that blows my mind. Yeah, I don't know. When the first Angry Birds movie was like coming out, I was like, this is cringe, right? It was like a, I don't know. Like the premise of it just seemed cringe to me. Like, all right, we're making a feature-length movie based on just a really popular video game, mobile game, at a sheer obligation. But I cannot attest to the quality of the films themselves because I just haven't seen them. Also, didn't the Angry Birds 2 movie come out in like 2018? I think I'm gonna get a dark blue. Okay, wait. I have this I have this navy blue, but it feels like very wet. Not gonna lie, I agree with you. Wait, about what? The Angry Birds movie? Never seen any of them. I still remember being a little kid and like Angry Birds was one of the first mobile games that I ever played. And I thought it was fun. It was great. It had a free version where you could play the first world, and then you would pay like $5. You could play the whole game. But then like, mobile games hadn't been ruined yet. You know what I mean? So then like years and years later, I tried re-downloading Angry Birds to like play through it again, and you could not play that game for 5 minutes without having microtransactions shoved in your face. Did I watch Despicable Me? Yeah. Yeah, the first Despicable Me, that was like a good animated movie. And I saw the sequel in theaters. But they've made like how many of those films? Too many. They removed all the original games from the App Store. Did Rovio get into some like trouble or something like that? Like I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like I wasn't sure if something happened with Rovio or what the fate of Angry Birds was, because Angry Birds like became a franchise, like an IP. It wasn't just a game. That was an IP. Let's try this. Just a little. But yeah, no, the Angry Birds games I remember fondly playing the first one. I don't know what came after that, but Angry Birds Space was fun. Angry Birds Rio was awesome. Yeah, Rio was like I remember like me and some other like we had these neighbors that were also Brazilian, and we all went to the movies together to watch Rio together. We even saw Rio 2 in the theaters together because it was like a big deal at the time, like seeing a big mainstream film about like that takes place in Brazil. I mean, obviously, movies about birds, but taking place in Brazil, of which they named the title of the film. It was like a big deal. But no, Angry Birds Rio was so much fun, and it was so faithful to the movie, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. No, actually, fun fact, like I went to the studio where the Rio movies were made, Blue Sky. It was an amazing studio because a neighbor of mine worked there. Well, not like in my neighborhood, but like in my town. And yeah, I went to Blue Sky. It was an amazing place. I got to see where they made all the Ice Age movies and Rio. Uh, Trying to think of their other franchise films. Ice Age was really their big franchise, but yeah, Ferdinand and all that stuff. Angry Birds Star Wars was a thing. The old voice actor for Sandy, that was my older sister. Yeah, when working like when I was a little kid, I was like, "Oh, well, I need a girl to voice Sandy." I guess I know a girl, my sister. So yeah, she was the voice actress for Sandy really early on in BrickBob films. Gosh, we would quarrel so much in between lines. Like, yeah, I was a little kid and I'm trying to direct my older sister. Like, nah, it was such a headache, like recording lines with her. Like, we would be like arguing and teasing each other and just doing sibling things in between every single line recording. It was so funny. And it's crazy that, like, gosh, the Texas episode, that's a really good episode of SpongeBob, by the way. Oh, shoot. I think I went kind of backwards. I think we need to get a different color here. Didn't she also voice Pearl? I have no idea. I thought I always voiced Pearl. Voice Karen? Nah. That was my mom. Yeah. Yeah, I remember like going up to my like I was making the episode fun. Gosh, that was like one of my earliest episodes of Brick Bob Films, but I was making the episode fun. I had like a day to make it. I'm like, okay, I gotta like I filmed the episode and I needed I was recording the voice lines. So my mom was taking a nap and I ran up to her while she was like in bed and like held my computer up to her and I was like, "Mom, can you just record a couple lines for me?" Oh my God, dude. And she just, yeah, she obliged. It's so funny. I remember exactly the moment. Maybe I should add a little bit of black. I'm changing the hue a lot, but I need to shade it darker a bit. Where's my black? Oh. Didn't I always voiced Mrs. Puff, right? This black is like so done. Fun definitely needs a remake. Yeah, that's a rough episode production wise. I would be more inclined to make a remake of Texas because that's like a legit, really, really funny episode. I remember I never really liked Sandy that much in SpongeBob. I remember my babysitter also didn't like Sandy. I just like I always thought that like Sandy was just always like kind of full of herself because like she's definitely the smartest person in Bikini Bottom, but she also like knows it too, and she's just kind of airheaded about it. But what I thought was so funny was that like it's definitely kind of out of character, but like maybe it was because like Patrick and SpongeBob were trying to trick Sandy into coming to the Krusty Krab. But like when they start making fun of Texas, that scene is so funny. Oh, single celled anniversary. That's I like that episode. That's a cute episode. Yeah, I think this color will do. Put down those punch cards, put down those punch cards, and listen to my ode. Oh, my Karen. Yeah, like Plankton, like that's why Plankton's like one of my favorite main cast members of SpongeBob. There is a lot of comedic potential for a evil lord mastermind character because the funniest thing about like having a I guess a villain like Plankton, because like yeah, Plankton is a villain, but because he's a main cast member, he's part of the main ensemble for SpongeBob. He's also like a person, and then you have all those funny nuances where it's like, oh yeah, he's not just an evil mastermind. He's also like he's got struggles. He has a business, he has a wife. He feels like a failure a lot of the time. He wants friends. He wants to feel established, you know? Gosh, the Texas episode's so funny. But yeah, like Plankton's like entertaining in SpongeBob the same way as like Bowser is entertaining in like the Mario movies. Like we can all agree that Bowser's the best character. Like he's the best part about the Mario movies, period, right? Yeah, Bowser's like so compelling because, well, first of all, Jack Black does a great performance as always, but like Bowser's so entertaining because just his personality is so at odds with what he is, being a big, scary, domineering turtle monster who's also the ruler of and commander of a huge army. But then you have that those moments where he just like really wants like he's an affectionate, loving father. He has a strong affinity for Princess Peach and clearly has a tender soft spot for her. Like that, like I kind of talked about yesterday, like the most compelling characters are the ones where who they are at odds with the world around them, you know? I'm about to rule the world. Yeah, yeah. That I don't remember that line like specifically, but that definitely sounds like a Bowser ism. Yeah, Bowser was the most interesting thing about the Mario Galaxy movie, and unfortunately they just totally dropped the ball on the whole plot with him and his son. Did I play Hello Neighbor? Nah. My little cousin, I'm 8 years older than him, but he really got into it at one point. That was another that like scary game that kind of went viral for a bit, yeah? Who are my favorite SpongeBob characters? Plankton, I would probably say is number one. Trying to think who would go in second place, if it would be Squidward or Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs is like really funny to me because he's so horrible. Like Plankton is the villain trope, technically, but Mr. Krabs is like honestly worse than Plankton. Like Mr. Krabs is so horrible to the point where he's like an active threat to those like his own employees. I don't know if any of you guys watch King of the Hill, but like Mr. Strickland in King of the Hill is basically like if Mr. Krabs was like a person and not an under the sea cartoon character. That's another character where it's like you are so horrible and like in active danger to those around you, like you just gotta stop. Isn't there a video that's like called like 10 reasons why Mr. Krabs should be in prison or something? Or jail? Illuminations Mario has a weak story and Mario doesn't get his problem solved because it goes too fast. So here's the thing, I haven't seen the first Mario movie since theaters. I saw it twice in theaters. And I remember after it it left theaters and came to like Netflix, it would get recommended to me and I'd look at it and be like, "Ooh, okay." But I just never felt compelled to give it a rewatch. Like, it's one of those movies where you watch it and it's a fun time in theaters, but once you go home, like, the animation is so pretty, very visually appealing, but the story is just weak enough where it doesn't have anything about it to keep me coming back. It just goes to show you that you can have the best animation in the world, but if the story doesn't like touch you, if it can't make you feel something, then it's not going to stick with you, you know? I'll definitely rewatch the first Mario movie someday because Mario actually had like he had a character arc in the first movie, you know? Like Mario had to go from being this ordinary plumber to being the hero of a kingdom he never knew existed in a very short amount of time. But the Mario movies definitely have like the annoying casting where it's like they just get a bunch of Hollywood A-list celebrities to voice the characters and a lot of them don't fit. I remember when Mario was it was announced, like they announced the initial cast and it was like, "Oh, Chris Pratt is going to play Mario." Everyone was clowning on Chris Pratt like so much. And I was like, I mean, I don't feel one way or the other about Chris Pratt. I do not think he should be getting like voice acting work cuz he just sounds like a guy like he doesn't do voices. He just gets so much. But I thought he was pretty good as Mario. Oh gosh. I don't know who voiced Cranky Kong. The guy that voiced Cranky Kong was so miscast. It was like distracting. Like Donkey Kong. Oh God, Seth Rogen. Don't get me started. I've ranted enough about Seth Rogen in these streams. But yeah, do you guys remember what Cranky Kong sounded like in the first Mario movie? He sounded like a 20-year-old kid trying to do an old man voice. Very miscast. I don't remember who voiced him though. Wait, the process of Dirty Bubble? Have you called him to be on your series? What? One thing I thought was kind of cringe about the first Mario movie, though, was that there's a lot of weird pop songs that just really don't fit what's going on in the plot. Remember Luigi was pretty good. I thought he had a good voice and gosh, I hated what they did with Princess Peach in the first Mario movie. I hate maybe not hate, but strongly dislike what they did with Peach in the Mario movies. She is such an aggressively boring character. Oh my gosh. I'm not a fan of the vocal performance from Anya Taylor-Joy. Really, there's no Princess Peach whatsoever in like the direction. She just doesn't do anything with the character. Yeah, no, the celebrities, oh gosh. Yeah, I remember after that, like there was there was the Garfield movie which came out, and like Chris Pratt voicing Garfield, and it's like, why? What about Chris Pratt rings like, yeah, Garfield? There was like Bill Murray, who was a big celebrity, played Garfield in the live action movies. Granted, I didn't see those. Only thing I've seen of the live action Garfield movies was like A Tale of Two Kitties, and I legit fell asleep like 5 minutes into that. But yeah, it's like, say what you want about Bill Murray being a huge screen actor, celebrity, comedian, all that stuff, but you have to give him credit. Like, at least that's an inspired casting decision because Bill Murray, of course, made a reputation for playing sarcastic, lazy, smart mouthed characters. So at least I would say that's an inspired casting choice. Maybe I just don't know. I don't know Chris Pratt's range enough. I don't know what he's known for. Brie Larson is Rosalina. I really don't have much to say about her because Rosalina was barely in the movie. I was astonished by how little Rosalina was in the Mario Galaxy movie. Such a waste. It really sucks because in the Mario Galaxy games, or the first one at least, like you have Mario's trying to save the galaxy, the Mushroom Kingdom, and the universe. And what he does is he teams up with Rosalina and they go on this grand adventure to save Princess Peach at the center of the universe. And then in the Mario Galaxy movie, it's like Peach goes off to save Rosalina and is like, "Oh, Mario, you can just stay home and watch the kingdom." And then like 5 seconds later, the whole castle gets abducted. They just like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what they were thinking." Mario has a character arc, uh, but he but the problem wasn't isn't solved and no arc established. Are you talking about the sequel, the Mario Galaxy movie, or the first one? Because Mario just has absolutely nothing to do, no way to grow or change in the Mario Galaxy movie. He's just like, I remember when Shay Frillis was talking about the Mario Galaxy movie, he said at one point that he forgot that Luigi and Mario could speak like halfway through the movie. I felt the exact same way. Thought her vocal performance as Rosalina was good because it sounds like a mom. Yeah, Rosalina was just she was in the movie so little. I don't all I remember is the opening scene and then there's the part where Peach saves Rosalina. But I don't remember like she's in the movie so little. I have like nothing to talk about. Looking pretty good. Hmm. Wonder what else this could use. Oh god. Yoshi's voice was so rough. I don't know who voiced Yoshi, but that was just not it. Oh my god. I'm sure it was some celebrity. I don't know. First one and second. It's been a hot minute since I've seen. I mean, I haven't seen the first Mario movie since it came out, but I remember that like Mario had to go through an arc to become a hero, but in the sequel he just doesn't have anything to do. Like he does not have to grow or change at all. He just has to exist. Like, come on. The disturbing Simpsons Clay animations, yeah. I've seen those. No, I don't think I'll add any black to this. Yeah, I think we've done it. Yeah, I think we've done it. Only thing it needs is the pastels. Donald Glover played Yoshi. Is that the This Is America guy? I think it is. Didn't he play what's his name? Lando in the Han Solo movie? Oh my gosh. The Han Solo movie sucked so bad. I didn't see that in the theaters, but I saw it last summer. The movie just sucked so bad. The second Mario movie should just be the called the Princess Peach movie. I mean, yeah, I yeah, yeah, it's just oh my gosh. But Princess Peach in the Mario movies is just not compelling enough in the slightest to be like a main character. I mean, they tried to do this like out there plot with her and Rosalina, but I just was never invested in Princess Peach in the Mario movies to begin with because of how boring they made her. She's just a character that has no conflict whatsoever. She's just flawless. She is no there's nothing about her role that's her who she that's at there's nothing about her role that's at odds with who she is as a person or with her environment. There's no friction anywhere. She doesn't have to grow or change at all. She just has to be capable, which she is. And I just like I cannot stand like just she's so stoic and boring and her vocal performance so icy and cold. And then you have Donkey Kong where it's like Donkey Kong didn't have anything to do in the Mario movie. It's just oh we want Seth Rogen, have him play Donkey Kong. Just oh my gosh. To me the Mario Galaxy movie felt like running through a theme park as quick as you can, you know? Like that movie legit had so much going on that I could not keep track of everything. That was the first time that I think I forgot. I was like it was so much sensory overload that I was legit forgetting that stuff was like established before. By the end of the movie, I forgot that Wart even showed up, which was another like random drop. Yeah, I think the sea bear body's good. I think it's just adding the pastels now. All right, let's just move these paints out of the way. I should move the clay too. Samuel Jackson is Garfield's dad? What? Yeah, in the Mario Galaxy video game, the whole story time with Rosalina thing, that has is like infinitely more profound and beautiful and touching than anything the either of the Mario movies come close to doing. First one I give like some leniency because it's clearly trying to have a story and it does have like an arc and a story. But the Mario Galaxy movie just like it just throws stuff at your face. It threatens to have a story with Rosalina and Peach and Bowser Jr. and Bowser, but then it just gives up halfway through and just hopes that you didn't notice. Like, nah, dude. But the biggest thing for me, the biggest letdown about the Mario Galaxy movie was that it just it throws in so many references at such a rigorous pace that it didn't feel like a Mario Galaxy movie. It just felt like the Ralph breaks the internet Ready Player One style Nintendo movie. Like, oh my god, look, Star Fox. Oh my god, look, Mr. Game and Watch. Oh, Mario 2. Remember Mario 2? Oh, look, it's Rob the robot. Remember someone said that they stole the Zootopia DMV sloths joke with Rob the robot? Also, not to mention the fact that that whole scene when they're in like the airport. Oh yeah, Pikmin shows up. Oh my gosh. I forgot. I legit forgot. And there's definitely other stuff I'm forgetting. Yeah, Mr. Game and Watch shows up. I probably mentioned that already. But yeah, like that whole scene when they're in like the terminal, it was just making me think of what Ralph Breaks the Internet did, you know? Have I seen the new Lego SpongeBob set? Yeah. It's interesting. It's pretty cool. Yes, same thing with Aquafina. Just gets so much voice work for doing in just doing nothing with any of the roles. And it leads me to it makes me think like what's the message that we're saying here? That like, oh yeah, we want to just hire celebrities to play animated characters and just yeah, let them be themselves. Like, come on, dude. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong just ruined like the whole Donkey Kong appearance for me. Would I make the third Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode now that I have the Man Ray figure? I really want to. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom and then I'm going to get the pastels because I think we're gonna be ready to start adding the pastels onto these guys. Yeah. Well, I'll be right back. All right. Here are our pastels. I think if there's anything I should do to the sea rhinoceros. Some improvement here. I'm gonna need another coat of the black light paint on the teeth. This takes multiple coats. It's annoying, but it's what we do. It's a labor of love. I feel like if anything, yeah, I should probably rewatch the first Mario movie because it has been a long time since I've seen it. What I thought was most interesting about the first Mario movie was after it came out, people all started revisiting the one from 1993 and speaking quite fondly of it because the Mario the Mario movie from 1993 was always talked about as this weird bizarre relic from the 90s. It's really just a novelty of a film. But after the Illumination Mario film came out and Mario fans and just nerds in general, now that we had a film that actually, like a feature film that actually accurately represents the Mario series as it is today, indirectly, the 1993 Mario film inherited like some kind of value retroactively, you know, in retrospect. People started to appreciate that it was very, very different. I need to revisit that movie. It's not high on my list though. I remember watching that. What's up, Hexatoons? Day 13. Spontaneous stream. But yeah, I remember watching the first Mario movie, like discovering it and just being so disappointed that Bowser, first of all, he's not even Bowser, he's Koopa. He's just like a business guy with a really, really weird haircut. And then, like at the end of, like in the climax, he gets shot with like the devolution cannon or something. I'm probably messing this up horribly. And then he turns into like a dinosaur for like a brief second, and I was like, oh, well, okay. That's the closest we're gonna get to him resembling Bowser from the games. I'm trying to think if there was anything else about the original Mario film that like stood out to me. I liked that it had Bob Hoskins because I recognized him from Roger Rabbit. It like it was just so weird, but it had just enough direct references to the game where I was like, okay, this I guess this is real. Like Yoshi being a dinosaur and the Goombas, which are so weird looking. Oh, Keegan Michael Key voices Toad. Oh yeah. Wendell and Wild. I have to rewatch Wendell and Wild. Wait, Wendell and Wild? Is that what it's called? I remember not really being into it. Like it has a really good premise, but I just remember the story like really not being good. I also wasn't digging the art style for that movie. Like some things in that movie look great with the whole like undead demon angle, but then other characters are so off-putting looking to the point where it's like distracting. Yeah, would I am I gonna buy the new Lego SpongeBob set or not? I'm not holding my breath. For me, my main thing is like, so I'm not like a Lego enthusiast. I haven't bought a new Lego set as it came out since I think like the first Jurassic World movie, I think it was. My main concern for buying the new Lego SpongeBob set is functionality. Like, can I use this for my videos? Because it's a lot of money. Over $200. Like, frankly, I'd rather put that money towards a new desk or something, you know? Or getting my camera looked at because while filming for this episode, we like discovered a dead pixel on my sensor. It's a very bizarre thing, has me worried. I have to look into that. Oh yeah, so back to Wendell and Wild, like I heard something that so when Henry Selick was making when he was directing Coraline, he wanted to have the seam lines, like the seams for the face plates on the puppets, he wanted them to be visible, but then like someone said no. Someone higher up said no. So when he made Wendell and Wild, it was he left the seams in. And I gotta tell you, like I don't feel one way or the other about it. Like also, not to mention the fact that there are legit shots in Coraline where the seams were not edited out. It's you have to really look for it, but they are there. It's so weird. It's like I really it doesn't really do anything for me like one way or the other like if the seam lines are in there or not. To me it's like the seam lines are very arbitrary. It's like okay, I don't really care if they're there or not. Like is the animation good? Is the story good? I mean, people watch people watch Robot Chicken and the mouths are clearly like cut out pieces of paper. At least they used to be, I think. They have to be done digitally now, I'm sure. Oh yeah. Wait, okay, thank you for bringing that up about the Mario Galaxy movie. I completely forgot that yeah, there's like there is a setup at the beginning of the Mario Galaxy movie where Mario's like going to confess to Peach that he likes her. I don't remember what happened though, because it was so like it had no payoff. It had barely absolute minimum payoff. I think she gave him like a kiss on the forehead or something. He didn't even say anything. Something just like God. As a fan and practitioner of the art that is film, like I just don't like how do you just fail to like pay off just very basic things. I mean, technically it did pay it off. It wasn't something as terrible as like Star Wars Rise of Skywalker where they legit forget, like don't even acknowledge something again. But yeah, that was very weird. Yeah, it's like have them get together. Like don't just like, "Oh, you're cute, Mario. Thank you." Kiss on the forehead. Like that's all he gets. Like what? Come on. Like don't play with me here. Yeah, I was pretty sure that they were like I thought that they were building up to this character arc with Bowser where like Bowser's trying to become good and he has spent the past what few years, I don't know what the timeline is, trying to become good. And he seems genuine about it. But then of course his son who reveres him is badder than ever. And he's doing it because he clearly is inspired by his father. So I thought that they were building up to doing like a an arc where Bowser's like, no, I son, I'm not bad anymore. But that doesn't that's I actually like it this way. And then Bowser Jr. would be like, oh, okay, well I didn't the whole reason I was doing this villainy thing in the first place was because I just liked connecting with you in the first place. I thought they were going to do something like that. And then they just do nothing. They just forget it halfway through. You hate how they made Peach and Rosalina sisters? Yeah, like, I guess there's a resemblance. I really don't know how it contends with established Mario lore. I'm sure that it does, though. I'm sure it's contending with something somewhere. I'm gonna look for another brush because I don't want to wear out these others. Let's see. Yeah, Mario Galaxy was just like they could have made something decent. Like the groundwork was there from the Mario Galaxy game. You have Mario and Rosalina like team up on an adventure across the galaxy to save Peach, but they just had to tamper with everything. Granted, adaptations need to be made. I get that, but like it seemed like the simplest thing in the world and they fumbled it, I thought. Like Peach wasn't interesting in the first movie. Like there's nothing Peach doesn't have any way whatsoever that she needs to grow or change. They're just like, "Oh, okay, let's give her a sister." Like, what? Nah, dude. That doesn't make her any more interesting. It doesn't change the fact that Peach is just so boring in the Mario in both Mario movies. And yeah, and not only that, but like it, just Rosalina's barely in the movie as a result. If we had a Kirby movie and Star Fox movie with celebrity voices, I'm leaving. Oh, it's gonna happen. I'm sure the Zelda movies are gonna be trash. Granted, I did not play Zelda growing up, except for the one on NES. I got it on the Wii Shop channel. Trying to think what color would go best on here. Yeah, Luigi's not really in the first Mario movie because he's like the damsel in distress. I think that having Peach be the damsel in distress would have been really brilliant. Aside from the obvious fact that it would be more true to the games, there are so many scenes that you could have with Peach and Bowser who are a really funny dynamic, you know? Because Bowser just steals the show. Don't you love it when just like the filmmakers they just change stuff that does like they're fixing things that's not broken. I say this like I could have made the movie better. I definitely couldn't have. Let's see what color would go well here. I wanted to bring out the texture. I'm sure they'll find some way to screw up Zelda. I haven't gotten into the Zelda games. I'm sure I will at some point. They seem like really excellent fantasy, but I'm sure they'll find some way to fumble it. They'll get like Timothy Chalamet to play Link and I don't know the what's her name? The Sabrina Carpenter to play like Zelda or something. I've heard some people say that like Nintendo's trying to like Disneyfy their IPs, you know? And I feel like that's pretty spot on. I think for Zelda, if they could just tell like a satisfying, like compelling fantasy story, like an 80s fantasy movie, that would be really good. But I think the best course of action for me is to just go in with an open mind. Because I know that if I have some deep, very personalized hope for what the movie's going to be, I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. Kid-like actors, lesser known. Yeah, it would just be infuriating if they got like huge A-list celebrities to play these fantasy characters, I feel like. I'm gonna try and darken these stripes a bit. Bowser gave Mario Kiss. I forgot about that. Gosh, that I'm thinking about Mario RPG when they're at the marriage and like I forgot I forgot what criteria affects the outcomes, but like Booster and Bowser give it's either like what was that? It's either like Peach will give Mario a kiss at the church, or Bowser will give Mario a kiss, or Booster and Bowser will give Mario a kiss. It's really funny. Dude, even Mario, like Mario RPG handles the dynamics better. Like that's Bowser is just as entertaining in Mario RPG as he is in the movies. Once again, the reason Bowser is just such an entertaining character is because his his personality is at odds with his identity, you know? I'll never forget playing Mario RPG as a kid, and you run into Bowser, and Bowser's like the first time you see Bowser, aside from the beginning where you fight him, Bowser's like crying behind a building, and he's lamenting about how he's lost his castle and how he feels like a failure, a bad leader, and he just feels like a failure. And then you run into him, and the second he sees you, he's like, "Oh well, I'm gonna get my castle back. It's all fine. Oh, you know what? Because I'm because of the times, I'll take you on as my I'll let you join the Koopa clan for a little bit, but only until I get my castle back." I remember that was the first time I ever saw Bowser and Mario team up, and I was blown away. No, so after we shade the sea bear and sea rhinoceros with pastels, the only thing left to do is I just have to make the mouths for the sea bear. We already have three. I just have to make the rest. And then we should be ready to film. No, these clay animation effects are no joke. Like they take up some time, but oh, the end result is just so great. Yeah, people think that stop motion is like this super arduous, super slow, agonizingly slow process. All my walls are white. But honestly, I'm saying from experience, the slowest part about stop motion is the setting up, the preparing. The filming's actually like relatively quick. Like, you guys will be surprised. Like, we've spent days working on these puppets. It feels never ending, but then we're gonna film these puppets. It's gonna be done, and you guys are gonna be like, wait, what? That's it? I love that this dries like so quick. Yeah, Illumination is also known for making like their films are products. You know what I mean? That's I have to give it like we can rip on Illumination all we want, but they know exactly who they serve, what they're doing, and they do it well. They make films at competitive budgets, and the films make a ton of money. Everyone's happy. New Garfield game. I've never played a Garfield game before. Are they amazing? The latest game that I've been following along with, even then not too strong, is I want to get the new Avatar Last Airbender fighting game, the arcade style fighter, but I'm holding off before buying it because I want to make sure that it's going to maintain its active player base because I'm as you guys know, I'm very mistrustful of the video game industry, especially since in the Avatar games case, like Avatar is like an IP. So like there's been a few videos talking about things that have been rushed, things that are straight up unfinished, which I expected. So I just hope that the game can stay above water and maintain its active player base. Then I'll pick it up. But I'm not prepared to pay my money for a game that's not finished and may or may not get finished and may or may not sustain its player base for longer than a few months, and consequentially support from the developers. It's going through all of the natural stress tests right now. Frank Welker, I know that name. Forgot who he voiced. I wonder when does Incredibles 3 come out? It probably comes out next year. Yeah, like Toy Story 5, that's a movie I'm definitely not going to see in the theaters. You can say that I've already made a decision to not see it in the theaters. But yeah, I'm just like I'm not a fan of Incredibles 2. I love the first movie, but 2028? Really? That's crazy. Yeah, I remember the thing with like Illumination films was like it always seemed like Illumination they would put out an original film. Well, first they would put out like an Ice Age sequel, it would make a ton of money. Then they would make an original film, and it wouldn't make enough money, I feel like. Then they would do another Ice Age movie, it would make all the money. Then do something else original, little experimental, and it wouldn't make enough money. Like they were always kind of doing that. And I'm just like I'm wondering what the strategy is with the release of new original films along with like legacy franchises that Pixar has. Yo, man, still voicing characters at 85 years old? That's great. I mean, I think we've done it for the Sea Bear. Yeah, I think we've done it. All he needs is the fixative to be sprayed on him, and I'm doing that outdoors. I'm not doing that in here. Do I think SpongeBob will make it to wait, will make it in 2029? Wait, what does that mean? Make it. More seasons? Well, yeah, I mean, I see no reason why not. 2029 isn't terribly far away. I don't know how Nickelodeon's doing, but yeah, I don't know what the status. I like legit don't know how Nickelodeon like still exists. But you know what? If they can put out the occasional masterpiece animated film like Rango or the new Avatar movie, like go ahead. I have no idea what it's like making a film there though. Because you have something like the new Avatar movie that came out, which is clearly like such a profound like labor of love. Such a good movie. Animation's just so gorgeous. It was clearly made by people that really, really, really care and respect the show. But then you have something like SpongeBob, which is just getting like the movies are just like nothing. Wait, 2016 Killer Clown stuff? You mean like the pranks that were happening on like on the internet? Like people were encountering, because I remember in 2016 there was like a trend where there would be like people encountering scary clowns on the streets. God, that feels so long ago. I remember when that was happening. I heard someone say about Illumination like Despicable Me. The the title Despicable Me has lost all meaning because the main guy, Gru, isn't a villain anymore, right? I have not seen any of the Despicable Me's. I've only seen the first two. I have not seen any of the others, nor do I have any interest to. They've made like so many movies. They've made spin-offs. Minions, of course, was a massive marketing prodigy, especially in like 2015. Who voiced Sandy in the Texas video back in the day? That was my sister. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier in the stream. We would like be like teasing each other and like arguing and blah 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 in between recording every single line because like she was my older sister and I don't even know if she wanted to be doing Sandy's voice very much, but she was like the only girl that like I was like, yeah, she'll do this. She can't say no. She's my sister. But yeah, then I don't remember how many episodes she voiced Sandy, but one of them, Texas, that one got millions of views. Oh, Crazy Films did the same thing. Yeah, Crazy Films, I invited him to do a voice for an episode of BrickBob Films, and he did. The Great Snail Race. That seemed like a natural collab opportunity, you know? He was like one of the other OG like Lego SpongeBob universe, like the Lego SpongeBob CU. Wait, Lego SpongeBob YU. LSYU. Lego SpongeBob YouTube universe. But yeah, he was making Lego SpongeBob content like around the same time as me. But he was making his own original stories, I think. Yeah, when I was a kid, I just like I really wanted to see my favorite episodes of SpongeBob be reimagined with stop motion, and just no one was doing it, so I was like, well, why don't I do that niche? And it caught on. Hack 17. Yeah, I know of him. I actually reached out to Hack the same time as Crazy Films to do a like to feature him on the show. And I heard back from him at first, but then I didn't hear anything. I thought it was years ago at this point, but it didn't come to fruition, which is fine. It happens. Hexatoons, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like you have tastes in media, whether it's music, whether it's video games or movies and stuff like that. So you just kind of say like, shoot, well, I want to see something like this. No one else is doing it. Or, oh, people are doing it, but I would do it this way. And then you go for it. And what I'm thankful for is that the tools to go for it are more accessible now than ever before in history. Have I ever thought of making my own original SpongeBob content? Nah. I think I did like some original content or like original stories in the form of like the anniversary videos and probably a few others I can't remember. But I once again, the point of my channel was to kind of do the thing that no one else was doing at the time. Nowadays there are Lego SpongeBob themed channels that remake the original episodes, but when I started, I didn't know anyone else that was doing episodes from the show. So I did that. But I feel like if I were to put work in to creating my own plots and stories and stuff like that, I would rather just create my own original characters, you know? If I'm already going the extra mile to create my own original story, I would rather make my own world and my own characters and my own art style that complements my animation capabilities. You know what I mean? These horns look pretty sick. Also, I feel like at this point, like I've established myself as like, oh yeah, I'm the guy that reimagines episodes from the show. Well, this is pretty sick. Not gonna lie. It's kind of hard to see the pastels. So expressive. Well, I'll put some in the teeth. Battle for Bikini Bottom? Nah. Nah. I heard good things about that game. Like people really, that was like a nostalgic classic for a lot of people. But I never played it growing up. Yeah, I played the Obstacle Odyssey games. First one I reviewed on Clay Kremling. I re I also played Atlantis Square Pantis Square Off, of course, reviewed on Clay Kremling. I played Atlantis Square Pantis on the Nintendo DS. That was also fun. I played, what was it, Boating Bash for Nintendo DS? I think it was called Boating Bash. Might need to help me out here. Sven? Sven Baumwallen? Gosh. Yeah, that turned out to be the last episode of Clay Kremling. Unofficial, but yeah. That was that's so crazy. Wait a minute. Was it Straw that told me about Sven? Shoot, Straw's not here right now. At least I don't think. But no, so what happened was I made, oh, maybe it was a commenter. I don't remember who it was. But what happened was I talked about in after I published after I published that Morhun review or talked about all those games, a fan reached out to me and told me that the sheeps in the background were like, yeah, it was an what is it, like a Easter egg cameo? It was a cameo from a series called Sven Baumwallen. And then I went down a rabbit hole and discovered the Sven Baumwallen games. And then even crazier, I got my hands on a collection of Sven games that I found on like eBay. That was just, oh my gosh. Oh, that was crazy. I don't think I'm going to do black for the teeth. I might do yellow or pink or red. Just not black. think black is it. She should. My sister should reprise her role as Sandy. Nah, she's not a voice actress. That'd be really funny, but I don't think many people would be in on the joke. Who would do that? Clay Kremling's reaction. I can vividly hear what my vividly I think that pertains to something that's visual. I can crystal clear hear that voice line in my head. I don't think vividly is the right word, but no, I know exactly what line you're talking about. Oh shoot, that paint was not done drying. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so there was actually a. Oh, it's a bit wet there too. Confounded. So there is actually, let's see, the Sven episode. That was episode 23, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so get this, everyone, for you Clay Kremling fans out there. There's actually an unofficial 24th episode of Clay Kremling. I would call it more like 23 and a half. But what I did was I had this friend years back that was he was also a Clay Kremling fan, and what I did was like for his birthday, I I talked what I did was I spliced together, I edited clips of Clay Kremling together, and I dubbed the footage, and I made myself talk about a subject that my friend liked, and I sent it to him for his birthday. And I was like, haha, you now have your own Clay Kremling episode like made for you. That's a pretty clever gift, if I do say so myself. He fanboyed hard. But yeah, that was like the unofficial lost episode of Clay Kremling. Wait, the Let's Play channel? Mine? The Mario Party 1 video. Wait, the one that I played with Retro Revolution? That one? Oh my god, that's like that's extremely obscure. Oh, oh, that's a wait. when the sea bear leaves, change the sky to blue, but when you get to the sea rhinoceros, change the sky back to black. Well, I might have to implement that. I think in the actual episode, that whole thing with like the sea bear leaving, it then zooms up to SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, and then it zooms out and it shows the sea rhinoceros. I think that's all one continuous shot, but I could maybe work that in, change the color of the sky. That's a cool suggestion. I like that. I have to give that a shot. Maybe I can work that in. Have a gander. You know what I think I'll do is I'll make the like the eye twitch for the sea rhinoceros and maybe give him some lips. Maybe give him a nostril that I can animate. I don't think this guy needs. I'll try give him a little bit of black pastel here. Does this work? This is a satin finish, so it's very smooth. So I don't know how the pastel will take. Have the fire go out like in my original video. I think I have to do that. It depends if the fire is in the shot, though. But I would like to have the fire like going out. That was that was funny. Thank you for mentioning that. These are great suggestions. That's a fun little visual. Thank you for mentioning that, and thank you, 13-year-old Lorenzo, for doing that. Yeah, that's the funny thing about even like those old animations I made when I was a really young kid. Like watching when I rewatch the animations I made when I was really young before I was using all these more sophisticated techniques. When I watch those animations, I can see those little those little bits of personality shine through, like a little reaction that I'll give a character, excuse me. Turn on my microphone. Here, wait, let me try. Let me know how the rest of how do I sound to the rest of you guys. I'm gonna turn it up just a smidgen. See if that helps, because I am kind of looking down a bunch. Let me know if that's too much. But yeah, even watching those like Lego animations from like the Lego Ninja one or the Secret Agent one, like there are little details all throughout those animations where I can see like, oh yeah, I had the character move like that because he's thinking this right now. the pastels don't take to this surface, this finish, quite as much. It's more subtle, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to have to look at the back of my tongue after working on these to see if I'm like breathing in tons of this stuff. Which I hope I'm not. I'm paranoid, definitely. I do make sure to like breathe in through my nose because it's more filtered that way. This statue is going to make someone very happy, I think. Oh yeah, the black pastels are making him look really tough. The breath from the sea rhinoceros takes out the fire. That's clever. You guys have some good ideas. This is why it's good to like make animation more collaborative because like I'm always making this stuff in isolation. I always was until recently though. Oh, this is looking way better. You can't see the oh, you can see a little bit. But the pastels, the black pastels, checking out my tongue. The black pastels is just giving it a little bit more pop. But yeah, I think we've done it. Well, it's about after 11 for me. We're going for 2 hours and 12 minutes. May stop the stream soon. Like, let's see. Tomorrow we're going to be having a stream at our regularly scheduled time, 7 p.m. EST. And I'll have work to do on the sea bear, make the expressions for him. It's going to be touch and go, I think, doing the mouths. Mouths are they can be very tricky. But fortunately for the sea bear, he doesn't talk, which means we have less consonants that we have to make, which is good. Looking pretty good. I think we've done it. Going, work clock reads about 2 hours, 1 hour and 58 minutes. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, hopefully it's not raining tomorrow. Be annoying. It's probably gonna be raining all day. Confounded. What can you do? But even if it's raining, I can still work on the sea bears' mouths. Okay, wait, I'm gonna take a picture. Put them on my Patreon. Yeah, not gonna lie, just like I was thinking recently, like I should probably be posting pictures of this stuff on like Instagram, for instance, but like I'm just I'm so sick of posting to Instagram recently because like I don't know what posting to Instagram serves. Like, 1 second. It's just a pain in the neck. Because I remember for months I was like super concerned about posting to every single social media platform. And if I wasn't, ooh, I'm falling behind. But maybe I'll add some green there. But for me, I gotta say, like, despite how much everyone wants 1 million followers on every single social media platform, so for that validation, I I have really been enjoying just focusing on YouTube because I felt like I was just spending so much time just worrying about all these social media platforms. It's so many. There's an abundance of them. But really, the one that matters to me the most is here on YouTube because I don't get this sense of community anywhere else. Like this is us like having community while doing the work, while I'm, you know, animating, taking pictures, working on puppets. I can talk to you guys directly. Yeah, because like I'm not into social media. I don't use Instagram otherwise. Like for me, it's just a business thing. So like unless it's like giving me like fulfillment from posting to it, it's just not really worth it for me. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, Squidward's definitely a capable conductor. I liked the episode Suction Cup Symphony. It's a funny episode. For me, like, it's because, like, kind of like Band Geeks, it's nice to see Squidward win for a minute. Especially since, like, you just feel bad for him in the later episodes because of just how miserable he is and how he's, like, basically tortured in all the episodes. It's nice to see Squidward win for a change. I always found it very astonishing in, like, when I was a kid, like, the first time I saw Band Geeks, and the episode just ends with Squidward being so profoundly happy and fulfilled. I remember I thought, like, there was something wrong, like, wait, did the episode end abruptly? Did it end too soon? But no, it's just like it ends with him being happy. Yeah, like, Squidward failing can be played off as a funny dynamic, but a lot of the post movie episodes, first 2004 SpongeBob movie episodes that I saw as a kid, really, really made it, like, not funny. But I've talked about those here. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I think we're good. Bit of a shorter stream, but the one that we did yesterday was like 5 hours. It was crazy, close to 5 hours. Anyway, I'm gonna play some Guilty Gear. I'm looking forward to that. And tomorrow we'll work on the sea bear, sea bear mouths and eyes. And I'll spray these with the fixative as soon as I can, which will the fixative will give these like a bit of a finish. But that way, I don't have to worry about smudging the pastels. Looks like I like this. Infinitely better than the one we made that first day. That is the vision. All right. Yeah. Just so I'm not tempted, I'm gonna do this. Put these away. But yeah, we've done it. I think we've done it. Only thing left is to make the mouths, the eyes, the arm, which should be easy, and then film them. So everyone, I'm gonna call the stream here. Wait, hold on a second. I want to show you this. We have our sea bear, nearly complete. We have our sea rhinoceros, which is basically complete. Only thing he needs is to be sprayed with the fixative. Oh wait, hold on a second. Have a look. Yeah, there they are down there. Looking beautiful, looking sharp. So, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you all for joining. We are about to hit 100 members on the Patreon. Go join that now if you haven't. You can join for free. Consider becoming a channel member. We're going to be going live tomorrow night, as mentioned before. And stay tuned for the completion of the Sea Bear. And then we're going to be animating these guys. And we're going to be bringing them into the world of BrickBob Films. New episode coming out really soon. Can't wait to animate with you guys. So you guys have a good night, everyone. And take care.